Top places with the most unique vegetation on Earth. Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands are famous for wildlife, but their plant life is just as remarkable. The islands host hundreds of native plant species, many found nowhere else on Earth. The landscape ranges from coastal shrubs and mangroves to highland forests and grasslands. Endemic plants such as the Scalesia trees grow only in these volcanic islands, forming forests that exist nowhere else on the planet. St. Helena. Far out in the Atlantic Ocean lies St. Helena, a remote island with an unusual botanical history. Over millions of years, plants here evolved in isolation, creating species that exist nowhere else. Trees like the gumwood and dwarf ebony once covered much of the island, while unique shrubs and ferns adapted to the rugged volcanic terrain. The Galapagos-like ecosystem of Ascension Island. Ascension Island once had a harsh landscape dominated by dry grasslands and scrub. Only a few plant species survived in these tough conditions, and several of them became endemic to the island. Over time, the ecosystem evolved in isolation, producing rare grasses, shrubs, and ferns that adapted to the dry volcanic soil and intense sunlight. The Amazon rainforest. The Amazon is the largest tropical rainforest on Earth and contains one of the richest collections of plant species ever recorded. Towering trees, thick vines, orchids, and medicinal plants fill its vast canopy and forest floor. Scientists continue to discover new species hidden in its enormous green landscape, making it one of the most biologically diverse places on the planet. Borneo. Borneo's rainforests are some of the oldest in the world, estimated to be over 130 million years old. These forests contain massive trees, giant ferns, and rare carnivorous plants like Nepenthes pitcher plants. The island's dense jungles support thousands of plant species, many of which cannot be found anywhere else. Socotra Island. Floating in the Arabian Sea, Socotra is often described as the most alien-looking place on Earth. Because the island has been separated from mainland ecosystems for millions of years, many of its plants evolved in complete isolation. Nearly a third of the island's plant species are endemic. The famous dragon's blood tree, with its umbrella-shaped canopy and red sap, gives the island an otherworldly appearance. Madagascar. Madagascar is often called a natural laboratory of evolution, as around 83% of its plant species exist nowhere else on Earth. The island is famous for giant baobab trees, rare orchids, and strange spiny forests filled with thorn-covered plants adapted to dry climates. Its unique ecosystems developed after the island separated from the African mainland millions of years ago. The Tepuis of Venezuela. Deep in South America, massive flat-topped mountains called tepuis rise above the surrounding rainforest. Their steep cliffs isolate the ecosystems on top, creating environments that evolve separately from the world below. These islands in the sky host carnivorous plants, mosses, and shrubs that survive in thin soils and constant mist. The Namib Desert. One of the oldest deserts on Earth, the Namib is home to some of the most resilient plants ever discovered. The Welwitschia mirabilis is perhaps the strangest of them all, a plant that grows just 2 leaves but can live for more than 1,000 years. These plants survive by absorbing moisture from the coastal fog drifting in from the Atlantic Ocean. New Guinea. New Guinea is widely recognized as the most botanically diverse island on Earth. Scientists estimate it contains more than 13,000 plant species, and over 2/3 of them are found nowhere else. Orchids alone make up a large portion of this diversity, while the island's rainforests, mangroves, and alpine grasslands create a mosaic of habitats unlike anywhere else.